at PC180 Parkville. My name is Keith, and today we're going to have a video discussing the proper PPE and safety needed to operate air hammers. Air hammers work at 90 PSI, and they use different bits of steel to get the job done. And now I'm going to pass it over to Cassie for the use of proper PPE.
Rise and shine, fellow Sunbelt fam. I'm Cassidy. I'm going to talk to you about the PPE that we're going to be using for the air hammer today. First, you got your vest. Then we've got your handy hard hats. Then, very important that we use our safety glasses because you don't want anything coming into your eyes. Then the air hammer is very loud, so you're going to want some earplugs or some earmuffs, totally up to you. And then these are not just any sort of gloves, these are anti-vibration gloves that you want to wear when you're using the air hammer. And then because of the silica dust that comes off, you want to be using the silica dust mask when you are powering the air hammer.
So there's a few things that go into play when it comes to safety procedures. So first, most important, you have your seal inside of your hose. That's this rubber grommet right here that goes inside of the hose, and it also goes on the tool itself. You gotta make sure you have your grommet, make sure it's, flush. You don't want it to be too short, you don't want it to be too fat, because if it doesn't make a seal, you can't use the tool. Second thing I want to demonstrate here is going to be the safety pin. So what I have here is just a little end cap that I use for checking hoses. I cap the hoses off, put low pressure of air in, make sure there's no leaks or anything like that, just to make sure it's all properly done. So what we're going to do here, we're going to take this part, we're going to twist it into here where it goes, and I'm just going to simply demonstrate putting the safety pin through, keep all that nice and secure so it can't come undone. The second part I want to talk about here is going to be the locking mechanisms that hold the bits in place. So they're fairly simple. Take your bit, you want to make sure that you're using the correct size bit. So for these bigger size hammers, for the 65s and the 90s, they take an 1.1/8 size bit. For these smaller size hammers, like the 35s, they take an inch bit. And then you have the 15-pounders over here that take this smaller round bit. And then you have the rivet busters over here that take this style bit. So for your air hammers, it's kind of simple. There's a pin right here. You're going to want to pull that pin. You're going to make sure the bit's lined up inside of a tex. Slide it on in. Make sure that pin's clipped back right, real nice and tight. Now, pin and bit will not come out of it. So if you're using it, proper function, that bit can't fall out. Another thing that's good to mention, when you go to hook up an air tool, you want to use what is called a whip check. So with a whip check, I'll demonstrate here with my little hose. You take one side, you make it large, you just pop it on there just like that. The other side, you do the same for the hammer, and this kind of just stops your whipping off from running all over the place, just flying around all willy-nilly. And if there ever is the case that it comes undone, this will keep it from shooting across the area. So for your 15-pound hammers, when it comes to locking the bit into the mechanism, it's a slight bit different. So for this style, instead of you pulling the clip out like you would on this one, you simply slide down, hold it still, drop the bit in there, make sure it passes in bearings. It's just like that. Now that's in there real nice and secure, using that proper function. Now, when it comes to a rivet buster, the rivet buster is a lot different. So it doesn't have the simple quick connect fittings like these will when it comes to sliding in the bit. You actually break down this whole section here. This piece comes off. There's some internal parts in here that hold it in place. So you would slide this through with all the internal parts, lock it back on there with the pin right here, and then you're ready for use.
Hi, I'm a driver from PC180. My name is Louie. I want to demonstrate today on how to use air hammer. So first you make sure you've got all your connections right, good, all your pins in. I'm going to start the machine up. Now that we have the compressor up and running, I'm going to do a demonstration on how an air hammer works.